Forbes has released their highest paid athletes edition, and the top 100 paid athletes in the world take in staggering $3.1 billion in salary, or not in salary, in just money, earnings. Okay. Uh-huh. They account for $3.1 billion of the world's earnings. That's the top 100 highest paid athletes in the world. Tiger Woods and Conor McGregor both cracked the top 100. Who comes in at a higher ranking?
This year?
This
Conor McGregor.
One would think. Conor McGregor came in at number 23. He made $34 million this year. Tiger Woods, somehow, I don't know where he's making it, but he made $37.1 million this past year.
Does he have endorsements? Is that money that he made that he financed? That's his interest?
It's not tour winnings.
Yeah, no, he's not winning golf tournaments. He's like not even in the top 1,000 anymore.
No.
I think he's like below that as far as golfers in the world. Hell, you might be able to beat him.
No. Although I did play, I went out and I played one hole at the links course and I parred it this weekend.
How do you go out and play one hole?
It's because it's something I'm doing. It's a project I'm working on.
Oh, I see. Will you just go to one course and play one hole and leave?
I go to a course because that's all I have time for.
I would be so frustrated. I held that damn bag all the way here, pulled it out of my trunk. The clubs are flying. I have to put them all back in, haul them out there to hit one ball, and then put them all back in the bag and back in the car.
I call it 5-minute golf. Go out there, you go to whatever tee box is open, you go and play, and you're like, all right, I'm done for the day.
You can probably still beat him at 5-minute golf. That's pretty astonishing.
I parred the par 5 number 11 hole at the links course on Saturday.
I've never played that course.
Oh, it's a blast. You know what?
If you play one hole, apparently.
Well, and it's fun to play all 18 too. You would love it because it is wide open. I mean, like you know how you like to really grip it and rip it, and you don't care if it goes.
No, I don't like that.
3 fairways over.
No, I don't want to go get the ball.
Even if I
usually just say, we'll leave that one.
If you hit the ball 3 fairways over, you have a shot at saving bogey at the links course. So Tiger Woods is number 17, $37.1 million. Conor McGregor, number 23 in the world at $34 million. All of that coming mainly from the fight against Mayweather. Who do you think's the highest paid athlete?
It's probably that soccer player.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo. Who do you think's the highest paid American athlete?
I think it's LeBron James or...
Good call. It is LeBron James.
Oh, okay.
LeBron James at $86.2 million. He is number 2.
Is Steph Curry right behind him?
He's number 2 on the total list.
Right.
National. He actually beat out Messi, another soccer player, by $6 million. Steph Curry is on the list. He comes in at number 8 at $47 million. And Kevin Durant, also of the Dubs, he comes in at number 5 on the list at $60.6 million.
There's no NFL player on there.
Nope, that's not true. Right after Kevin Durant. In between Kevin Durant is...
Hold on, who is it?
And
who is
Steph
it?
Curry is Rory McIlroy. And
who's the NFL player?
And there is one NFL player who is tied with Rory McIlroy for 6th.
Tom Brady.
No.
Is it a quarterback?
Yes.
God. It's got to be that jackass that I can't... Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Jackass.
Yeah, he plays for the Colts, but he never plays because he's always hurt.
You're right. Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk about who got lucky.
It's better to be good than...
His theme song should be Tom Petty's You Got Lucky.
It's better to be lucky than good, right?
God, right? Because he is the highest paid quarterback, and he doesn't even play.
He's the highest paid NFL football player. You know, it's nice that Cristiano Ronaldo is the number 1 paid athlete in the world. In the United States, it's LeBron James. But is LeBron James really deserved of making the most money? His team didn't win the world championship this past year. So why does he deserve the most money?
Well, he single-handedly came back from Florida and got the,
I know.
Got the Cavaliers a title.
I understand his importance to the franchise.
And he's one of the best basketball players, if not the best.
You'd voiced your frustration with Andrew Luck and the fact that he hasn't played much, yet he still is the highest paid NFL player on the list at $50 million. He's tied with Rory McIlroy at number 6 for top earners in the world. But I look at what Rory McIlroy has been able to do and he's the highest paid golfer. I look at what he's been able to do, and it's like any golfer should not be on this list because they get to go out and live an awesome life. Yes, it's probably a little competitive and maybe a little stressful to be playing for that kind of money, but you get to play golf for a living. Gosh, how nice would that be to play golf for a living? So then I started thinking about, like, what about these guys that are doing these jobs in sports that are really putting themselves on the line? It's the football players, right?
No, it's the freaking race car drivers. These are the guys that really deserve this money. These are the guys that are going 200 in NASCAR, over 300 miles an hour. They're going 330 miles an hour in less than a quarter mile. In less than a quarter. They're going 0 to 100 in less than a second in NHRA. And NASCAR is probably more dangerous.
Because you're out there with other cars.
And you're out there for hours.
Yeah.
And these guys will lose 5-10 pounds of water weight during a race. And it's like, how do these guys are the ones that are putting their life on the line. They should be getting paid.
Number 100 on the list was Junior. Oh, I'm not talking Ken Griffey.
Ken Griffey, come on.
I'm talking about Earnhardt.
You're talking about Truex? Martin Truex?
Yes. No, he deserves to make more than Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt. Okay, that is a name. That is a guy that should be making the name. All these guys.
He came in 100 on the list, though. There are 99 other athletes in the world that make more money than Dale Earnhardt Jr., and yet you're saying he goes out and he puts his life on the line, much like his father did. Every time he goes out there. Jimmy Johnson came in number 93, $21.8 million. I don't know if he's the highest paid NASCAR driver on this
Kurt Busch
chart.
Kurt Busch has to be in there.
No.
Kurt Busch should be.
Jimmy Johnson's the highest paid NASCAR driver. So what athletes deserve to be paid them? I for my money, Eli Manning did make the list. He made the list of the top 100. He comes in at number 63. He made $25 million in the past year. Watching Eli Manning and Russell Wilson play football yesterday, my heart goes out to these two and the families of these two. Well, every time they step on the football field this year in the National Football League, those offensive lines for both those teams are so atrocious that those two look like they are fighting for the. I mean, it's like, do you sign a contract when you sign that big quarterback contract in the NFL? Do they come to you and they write it out on a piece of paper? They're like, all right, just need you to sign here. And by the way, if you notice, and one of the bylines of the contract there, it says you are not guaranteed any protection whatsoever when defensive players from opposing teams come at you at 20 miles an hour and try to take your head off.
I realize you're trying to get some, right? I realize you're trying to get yours as a player, and he was a rookie, and he had a rookie contract for a long time, and then he signed that big contract, and I forget what he makes a year. It's a lot. It's more than anybody else on the team.
It's like $19 million.
But when you sign that contract, you're signing away your life. Wilson. You're signing away insurance. You're signing away anybody taking care of you, because now the team can't afford to pay those players. So they have to go with young guys. They have to go with inexperienced guys.
It makes Tom Brady look because remember, Tom Brady, few years, last time he did his contract extension, he took less money for the benefit of the team in order to make sure that he had protection so he could play into his 40s.
Yeah, but I don't know if he would have done that at the same point in his career when he came out of his rookie
I understand
contract.
I understand that, but let's think about the long play here. Would you rather, if you were a quarterback in the National Football League, make $12 million a year and have a good offensive line, or make $19 million a year,
get hurt and be done,
and be done and not be able to play past 5 years?
Yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that at all.
But there's no guarantees either. You could get hurt with a good offensive line as well. So that's the thing you do. But doing it for the better of the team is what Tom Brady's reasoning was, and it seems to be panning out, not this year so much, but it seems to be panning out for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots as they have won just yet another Super Bowl. Can you tell me, by looking at that Seahawks team yesterday that played down at the Coliseum, that team's going to win a Super Bowl this year?
No, I'm hoping they make it the playoffs. 5-4-3-36-93, which I'm sure they will, and they'll lose their first game, but hopefully things will get better there.
Who should be the highest paid athlete, in your opinion?
Steve's been holding on. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, just first off, on that Junior on the list there, the 100 Is that for money that he wins racing or just overall money?
It's overall money for all these guys.
I mean, sponsors, endorsements.
Andrew Luck's not making $50 million on contract this year. He's making $50 million.
Everybody, I mean, he's the most popular, but and that's maybe the reason why he's the 100th on the list in the money, because he doesn't win that much.
Yeah, he doesn't
recently, so
he doesn't.
He's deserving of that.
He's doing it on namesake alone, really.
Exactly. So I don't know. For my money, I would say each of these athletes, they choose their sport. So they choose their own sport that they want to get into, and I guess it's your talent level that's going to get you. For me, golfers, you guys play golf. So you know that going out there 18 holes, walking 18 holes is pretty tough. And then doing it 4 times. If you make the cut, you do it 4 times. The mental grind, man, I don't care what anybody says. Those guys, man, on your brain and that whole thing. And then there's no contract. In other words, you're out there, you have to win that money based on your performance.
Yeah.
So and then if they can make that list and they're high on that list, power to those guys. Even though people don't think, anymore, if you look at Dustin Johnson or Brooks Koepka, guys like that, you say they aren't athletes. And those guys are some of the best athletes in the world, I think.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, Steve. I mean, I know what you're saying, they're athletic, but when you start thinking about, the grind mentally and physically they put on their body, and you start thinking about guys like J.J. Watt, who broke his leg, and after he came back out of a back, and the grind that they put mentally on themselves when they're up there and they're facing concussions, and the physical grind that, with their bodies. I mean, it's just laughable to me. But it is what it is. The thing is, it's where the sponsors will spend the money. And if the sponsors are going to pay more for something, then those athletes are going to make more money. And apparently, they must spend the most money on soccer, because soccer, year after year.
Yeah, they top this list.
I'm not familiar with it, but Cristiano Ronaldo, or whatever his name is.
Ronaldo.
Cristiano. And he's
Messi,
killing it.
Number 3 on the list behind LeBron James. He brought up a good point there, though. And that is the pay scale. For my money, the fairest pay scale in all of sports is the one that golf does. And that is, hey, you qualify for this tournament. If you qualify for this tournament, you can make some money. And then you can make some money, and there's sponsorship money that's tied in with golf as well, as what there should be, because they're kind of independent contractors. Look at what happened with the Lakers and Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant decimated the Lakers. I know everybody, purple and gold,
he took that big contract.
Loves themselves some Kobe Bryant. But you should not love yourself some Kobe Bryant, because that's why you're in the position you're in right now.
How many years has it been since they've had a winning program?
It'll be a couple more years. But because they're the Lakers, they will rebound, pardon the pun, and they will be fine. But I've never heard of a job in which you are paid for your... Well, I guess some jobs they're like this, and they're always contract situations. But where you can turn in the worst production of your career and get paid the most money for the worst production of your career. Think about it. What if we came in here today and we were just like, we've had this job forever. Let's just go ahead and not even try. We would lose our job.
Yeah.
We would lose our job because we're not continuing to perform.
If the songs just ended and then another song didn't start, we had dead air, the commercials didn't play.
This happens all the time. Stop talking right now.
I get your point.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like at least golf, you get paid for your results. You come in first in the tournament, you take home $1 million. If you come in third, you take home $100,000. And it goes on down. The scale goes down. Why can't we have that type of pay scale in other sports? Could you imagine in football if it was the job of the football? Because Fletcher Cox was on that list, okay? Fletcher Cox is an aging defensive player in the National Football League. Does he deserve to be, based on his performance, one of the highest paid players in the National Football League? No, he's making old money. He's just, living out the days of his contract. I'm just living out the days of my contract. But if you paid players based on their performance that week in the National Football League, and there's only a certain positions that you could offer that to. Like, say, you know what? you get a bonus, and your entire contract's based on bonuses. You come in the top 5 in receiving every week, then you will get paid such and such dollars, millions of dollars. If you do it for 12 weeks, you'll get paid a little less, and then on down the scale. Why don't they do that in sports?
Well, they kind of do.
It works for golf.
I mean, they kind of do. And without getting way off track here and going way down this road that I don't think a lot of people give a crap about, but you get paid on your performance. And if you have a great year and your contract's up, then you know what? Then you're worth more.
But you're getting paid on past performance. Kyle writes in and he says, who cares? It's a game. That's true. But there are people that put themselves in harm's way for our entertainment. That's what.
No, they put themselves in harm's way for a paycheck.
Well, yeah,
not for our entertainment.
But they're also doing
they give 2 S's about who's watching, as long as they're getting a check.
If it was for a paycheck, when Odell Beckham Jr. scores a touchdown, he wouldn't run over and give the ball CPR like he did yesterday. That's all for show. That's all for us. That's all for the fans, the spectators. We're like, hey, yeah, all right. If we're a fan of the Giants, we're like, all right, OBJ, give that ball CPR. Or if we're not a fan of the Giants, like myself, I'm like, man, shut up, OBJ. But it's still entertaining nonetheless. They're putting us in harm's way for our entertainment. That's basically what this question boils down to. Who should be the highest paid athlete in the world?
Hi, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, I think it's cute that last guy said that walking around a golf course is physically taxing. But anyways, the most physically taxing sport that doesn't get a lot of recognition is hockey. Those guys play 80 games a year, back-to-back games, no rest, no teeth.
Yeah. Can't walk at the age of 42.
Exactly.
When their career's done. You're right. I mean, that is, for my money, the most physical sport where fighting is welcome. Bare knuckles. I've always thought that hockey players are vastly the most underpaid players based on their sport. Now, granted, Jeremy brings up a very good point. He says, if the sponsorship money is there, the fan money is there, then that's where you're getting your money. And the fan money for hockey is not what it is for the National Football League. But maybe it should be, and maybe that'll change over time because there is an appreciation, a growing appreciation for what hockey players do and the skill it takes to play the sport.
Well, I mean, life isn't fair, right? I mean, our soldiers that fight in this country and join the military and put their lives on the line, like those guys are the ones who should be making the money. Those are the guys that should be making the millions of dollars a year, not some guys that get to play a sport that he loved playing his whole life and now is talented enough to do it professionally.
You silenced everybody with the soldier.
Well, I'm
Good
sorry.
job.
I know. It's just like, it is what it is. You can't do it. I mean, yeah, hockey probably deserves it, but there's not as many hockey fans. So there's not as big a sponsor.
Hey, once you play that soldier card, nobody's got anything to say because you know what? You're probably right about that.
You still there?
Yeah, tough guy. We're talking about sports, though.
Yeah, don't you feel like a dick? All right. Thanks. See ya. Did he just call me tough guy?
Yeah. Because we're talking about sports.
We lost Mark. Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, man, could you imagine how many studs and whatever else would sign up for the armed forces if there was all that money to be made? And we'd have all the best athletes in the world going to fight for the country.
Yeah. We wouldn't even need guns. We just kill them with our hands.
We just have Cam Chancellor out there.
That's a great point, man. Really, it is. If you think about that, man, you offered a bunch of money to people to, for our armed forces and whatever, even to become
that's why when I become
first responder or something,
Yeah, when I become
Thanks,
president, buddy. I will ban all sports and make it a necessity that all sportsers will have to enroll in the services to protect this country to make us a safe place to be.
Cam Newton was out there on the front lines and took down some bad guys, and then he did that dab. I would be cheering him.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.